Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever noticed how some of the most successful, powerful, and respected people don't talk much about what they're doing? They don't announce their every move. They don't explain themselves to everyone. They just move silently, strategically, and with purpose. Now contrast that with people who share everything, every plan, every struggle, every thought. More often than not, those are the same people who find themselves held back, doubted, criticized, and sometimes even sabotaged. Why? Because the more people know about you, the more power they have over you. Today, I want to talk about the strength of privacy, the power of silence, and why keeping certain things to yourself is one of the greatest tools for success and peace. Because the truth is, not everyone deserves access to your life. Not everyone needs to know your next move. And sometimes the best thing you can do is move in silence and let your results speak for themselves. Let's dive into why keeping your life mysterious is one of the smartest things you'll ever do. Your energy is sacred. Your thoughts, your emotions, your aspirations, these are not meant to be freely available for just anyone to access. We live in a world where oversharing has become the norm. Social media has made it easy to broadcast our lives, our struggles, our victories, and even our pain for the world to see. But the truth is, not everyone deserves a front row seat to your life. Think about it. Every time you share a piece of yourself, you are giving someone else access to your mind and heart. You are opening a door into your private world, trusting that they will treat it with care. But the hard reality is, not everyone will. Some will listen just to satisfy their curiosity. Some will pretend to care but secretly use your words against you. And some, even those closest to you, might not have the best intentions. Have you ever shared a dream, a goal, or even a personal struggle, only to be met with doubt, criticism, or even jealousy? Have you ever noticed how some people suddenly change when they know too much about you? That's because knowledge is power, and when you hand over too much of it to the wrong people, they may use it to control, manipulate, or judge you. There is strength in keeping certain things to yourself. Your plans, your ambitions, your personal battles, these are things that should be shared only with those who have earned the right to hear them. Those who have proven their loyalty, their support, and their genuine love for you. Not everyone who smiles at you is rooting for you. Not everyone who listens to your story wants to see you win. Some people are only present to collect information, to analyze your weaknesses, or to gossip about what you've entrusted them with. That's why it's crucial to be selective about who gets access to you. Protect your space. Guard your heart. Understand that privacy isn't secrecy, it's self-respect. There is nothing wrong with keeping certain parts of your life sacred, away from the judgmental eyes of the world. Sometimes the best thing you can do is move in silence. Let your success speak for itself, and allow only those who truly matter to witness your journey. So before you share, before you open up, before you give someone access to your life, ask yourself, do they deserve it? Because your time, your energy, and your peace are far too valuable to be placed in the wrong hands. Silence is one of the most underestimated forms of power. In a world where everyone feels the need to speak, to explain, to justify, or to prove something, the ability to remain silent is a rare strength. People often think that being vocal equates to being in control, but true control comes from knowing when to speak and when to hold back. Think about the most influential people you've ever observed. They don't waste words. They don't reveal everything they think or feel. Instead, they observe, they listen, and when they finally do speak, every word carries weight. That is the power of silence. It demands attention, it builds mystery, and it leaves people wondering what's on your mind. When you stay silent in moments when others expect you to react, you gain the upper hand. Silence disarms people. It makes them uneasy because they don't know what you're thinking. It forces them to show their true intentions while you remain in control. It keeps you from saying things in the heat of the moment that you may later regret. How many times have you spoken out of anger, frustration, or desperation, only to wish you could take those words back? Silence gives you time to think, to strategize, and to ensure that when you do speak, you say exactly what needs to be said, nothing more, nothing less. Silence is also a form of self-respect. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone. You don't need to convince people of your worth, your dreams, or your decisions. Let your actions speak. Let your success tell the story. When you stop over-explaining and start moving in silence, you remove unnecessary opinions and distractions from your life. The less you reveal, the more people respect what you do share. But perhaps the greatest power of silence is that it protects your energy. When you remain silent, you choose not to engage in negativity. You refuse to be drawn into meaningless arguments. You don't waste time defending yourself to those who are committed to misunderstanding you. Silence allows you to focus on what truly matters instead of being consumed by unnecessary noise. So, the next time you feel the urge to react, to overshare, or to explain yourself, pause. Ask yourself, does this need to be said? Does it need to be said by me? Does it need to be said right now? If the answer is no, embrace the power of silence. Because sometimes saying nothing is the loudest statement you can make. People have a natural tendency to judge what they don't understand. It's a reflex when something doesn't fit into their limited perspective. They try to label it, criticize it, or dismiss it. This is why being different, thinking differently, or choosing a path that isn't widely accepted often attracts negativity. Some people don't judge because they are right. They judge because they are uncomfortable with what they cannot define or control. Think about the times when you've made a decision that went against the norm. Maybe you took a risk that others were too afraid to take. Maybe you chose a dream that didn't align with society's expectations. Maybe you moved in silence and refused to explain your every move. What happened? People started forming opinions. Some doubted you, some criticized you, and some even tried to convince you that you were making a mistake. But here's the truth. Their judgment is not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of their own limitations. People judge because it's easier than trying to understand. Instead of asking questions, instead of trying to see things from your perspective, they assume. They gossip. They create stories. Why? Because accepting that someone else is doing something they don't understand forces them to confront their own insecurities. It makes them question their own choices. And most people don't like to do that. But you cannot live your life seeking approval from people who are afraid of anything unfamiliar. If you constantly try to fit into their expectations, you will shrink yourself. You will dim your light. You will compromise who you are just to make others comfortable. And in the end, no matter how much you explain, justify, or prove yourself, they will still find something to judge. So let them talk, let them assume, let them misunderstand. You don't owe the world an explanation for who you are, what you believe in, or where you are headed. Stay focused on your journey. Because the same people who judge you today for doing something different will be the same ones asking you how you did it when they finally see the results. There is something undeniably powerful about a person who doesn't reveal everything about themselves. In a world where people are quick to share their every move, every thought, and every emotion, being a little mysterious sets you apart. It commands attention. It creates curiosity. And most importantly, it earns respect. Think about the most influential and respected people in history. They didn't talk about every plan they had before executing it. They didn't let everyone in on their struggles, doubts, or strategies. They moved in silence, worked in private, and let their results speak for themselves. That's because mystery makes people pay attention, It forces them to take you seriously. When you don't constantly reveal your thoughts and intentions, people are left wondering what's on their mind, what's their next move. And in that curiosity, you hold the power. People tend to respect what they don't fully understand. When you keep certain aspects of your life private, it creates an aura of strength. It shows that you are in control of your own narrative. You are not desperate for validation. You are not seeking approval. You are simply living, growing, and achieving on your own terms. Mystery also protects you. The less people know about you, the less they can interfere with your plans. Not everyone claps for you with pure intentions. Some are waiting for the opportunity to undermine you, to compete with you, or to bring you down. But when you don't give them the details, they have nothing to work with. They are left guessing. And in that guessing, you maintain the upper hand. There's a reason why people who are too predictable often lose respect. When others know your every thought, every reaction, every move, there is nothing left to admire. But when you maintain an element of mystery, you become someone worth observing, worth following, and ultimately worth respecting. So resist the urge to over-explain. Let your success be your loudest statement. Let your actions do the talking. And watch how over time people start to respect you, not because of what you say, but because of what you don't say. Growth is a personal journey, not a performance. Yet in today's world, there's this pressure to share every step, every struggle, every breakthrough, as if progress isn't real unless it's witnessed. But true growth, the kind that transforms you from the inside out, doesn't need an audience. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't need applause. Think about a seed buried deep in the soil. It doesn't announce when it starts to take root. It doesn't seek attention while it's stretching beneath the surface, preparing to break through. It simply grows. It strengthens in silence. And then one day, it rises taller, stronger, undeniable. That's how personal growth works. The most powerful transformations happen when no one is watching. The problem with making your growth public is that it invites unnecessary opinions. When you announce your goals, people will question them. When you share your struggles, people will judge them. When you celebrate your small wins, people will compare them to their own expectations. And if you're not careful, their words, doubts, and distractions can slow you down or make you second-guess yourself. Some things are sacred. Your healing, your evolution, your progress, these belong to you, not the world. You don't need to prove to anyone that you're changing. You don't have to explain why you're moving differently, why your mindset has shifted, or why certain things no longer interest you. Your growth is yours. And when the time is right, when the work has been done, when the results are undeniable, the world will see it without you having to say a word. So, give yourself permission to evolve in private, to outgrow old versions of yourself without explaining, to work on your dreams without announcing them, to become a better person without seeking validation. Because at the end of the day, the most authentic growth happens when no one is watching. And when you finally emerge, those who doubted you won't ask how you did it, they'll simply wonder when it happened. The less people know about you, the less they can control you. There is power in privacy, in keeping parts of yourself sacred. In a world where people are quick to ask questions, eager to dig into your plans, and always looking for ways to analyze your next move, the smartest thing you can do is stay selective about what you share. Not everyone who listens to you has good intentions. Not everyone who asks about your dreams wants to see them come true. And not everyone who smiles at you is on your side. When people have too much information about you, your weaknesses, your insecurities, your next steps, they gain the ability to manipulate you. They know where to press. They know what words to say to make you doubt yourself. They know exactly what to do to trigger an emotional reaction. That's why keeping certain things to yourself isn't about being secretive, it's about protecting your power. Think about the times when someone used your own words against you. Maybe you confided in a friend about a fear you had, and later that same fear was thrown back at you. Maybe you shared a goal with someone, only to feel their doubts creeping into your own mind. Or maybe you told someone your plans, and suddenly obstacles started appearing where you least expected them. That's not a coincidence. The wrong people with the right information can become dangerous. Silence is your shield. When you don't reveal your next move, no one can sabotage it. When people don't know your fears, they can't use them against you. When they don't know what drives you, they can't manipulate your desires. The less they know, the more you remain in control of your own life, your own decisions, and your own emotions. This doesn't mean shutting people out completely. It means being wise. It means recognizing who genuinely wants to see you win and who is just collecting information. It means learning to move in silence, to keep your deepest thoughts and biggest dreams within a trusted circle just within yourself. So be mindful, stay unpredictable, let people wonder, because when you control what they know about you, you control the narrative. And when you control the narrative, no one else can write your story but you. In conclusion, remember this: your life is yours to protect, your energy is yours to guard, and your growth is yours to nurture. Not everyone deserves access to you. Silence is power. People will always judge what they don't understand. Mystery creates respect. Your growth doesn't need an audience. And the less they know, the less they can control you. You don't owe the world an explanation for your every move. You don't have to prove your worth to those who will never truly see it. Instead, move with intention. Be mindful of what you share and with whom. Let your actions, not your words, reveal who you are. Let your success, not your announcements, tell your story. And most of all, let your peace be the proof that you no longer seek validation, because real power comes from knowing that you are in control of your own life. So as you walk out of here today, take this with you. Move wisely, speak carefully. And always remember, some things are meant to be kept for you and you alone. Thank you.